Nigeria's aviation fuel market volume is about 1 billion liters per annum. That's coming from a key industry player. With the integrity of flight schedules still hanging in the balance, no thanks to the availability of aviation fuel, which is largely driven by foreign exchange, major fuel marketers are asking the federal government for a preferential exchange window for aviation fuel, like that of petrol. Our attention this week once more shifts to how local refining can boost the supply in country. A warm welcome to Aviation this week on Channels Television. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi.
Aviation plays a vital role in facilitating economic growth and offers numerous economic and social benefits. It provides the only rapid worldwide transportation network, effectively supporting global business and tourism. The effectiveness of this means of transport is majorly hinged on the availability of aviation fuel, also known as Jet A1, which in recent times has proved to be a challenge to operators in Nigeria. No thanks to the foreign exchange regime. So far this year, the industry has faced an acute shortage, 3 times leaving many passengers stranded, airline owners jettisoning timely departures, and even terminal operators with a sharp drop in revenue. Before now, the commodity sells cheapest in Lagos due to the proximity of seaports and costliest in the northern part of the country due to the distance from them. Here, marketers say they have to incur extra cost as they have to pay tankers and drivers to convey the product from the seaport to the airports in the north. This extra cost is passed on to the airlines and from them to the passengers. As a result, aviation fuel represents about 40% of the local carrier's total operating costs.
Aviation fuel, which is a very serious problem in Nigeria. Even domestic flights is being affected, and it is very embarrassing for foreign airlines to be going to neighboring countries to fuel before coming into Nigeria, despite the fact that we are an oil-producing nation. And we promise that we will look into this problem and we will do our very best to find a solution to it.
Aside from its high price, a paradox for a country that is a major exporter of crude oil, sometimes supplies are limited and operators have to use their lobby to get adequate supplies. In the last decade, the price has risen from 25 naira to 197 naira a litre, and at one point climbed to 220 naira per litre, depending on the airport, but at the moment sells for 300 naira or more per litre. Although the government keeps saying it would like Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos to become a major hub in Africa, experts say the dream may never come about because the major attraction for airlines, apart from traffic, is almost always lower charges and availability of cheaper fuel. Each year, there's been aviation fuel scarcity. The situation has most times forced local and international airlines to buy the product from neighboring countries, especially Ghana, Benin, or Ivory Coast, where aviation fuel is reportedly cheaper. While Nigeria's woes has become its neighboring country's gain, the NCAA says it will soon be a thing of the past.
We in the aviation don't have direct control over the availability of the product. And to a certain extent, even the pricing is outside our own mandate. However, we are aware that government has been engaging the stakeholders, namely the federal government, in terms of making it available through the processing of this or refining of the Jet A1, which we have been giving assurance that 2 refineries in Nigeria will commence shortly the production of the Jet A1.
The ultimate solution, though long-term, most agree, would be to make Nigeria's own refineries produce Jet A1.
A preferential exchange window and local refining will go a long way to boost aviation fuel supply, and this will definitely impact flight schedules on the long run. That's coming from our guest.
Incidentally, Nigerian refineries do not crack aviation fuel. And even long before now, aviation fuel has been deregulated, even since the reign of President Olusegun Obasanjo way back in 2002. So it's in the hand of private sector. This is sourced even from as close as Côte d'Ivoire here, and as far away as Singapore. We also have so many people bringing product from Northwest Europe, from America, from everywhere, from South America. So people bring in product based on the kind of idea and the kind of contract they are able to strike with any willing partner. As at today, Nigerian aviation fuel market is about 1 billion liters per annum. But I'm not sure we are going to sell 300 million this year. Not even a third of what the market is worth. We've lost so much volume to other West African countries, to even Cotonou, to Benin Republic, to Ghana. We've lost so much volume to them. Most of the technical landings that should come because of fuel and will not come because there won't be fuel. Most of the airlines, the international ones, are so frustrated. They cannot schedule, they cannot plan their flights because they won't get fuel. It's really pretty hurting, even for investors, for entrepreneurs, and also even for the airlines. Everybody is groaning. So perhaps if government's countenance will shine on us. We all have hopes that maybe when Dangote refinery come on board, maybe we'll be able to do something. But I mean, that's still some years to go. Essentially speaking, I know that there is capacity for Port Harcourt refinery to do something that is going to be acceptable as jet. There are reasons why the companies from the extractions of the IOCs never accepted to take such products which they regard as household kerosene majorly, as ATK in the past. But of course, I mean, I still believe that our local refinery can still do something, essentially to be able to, and this way is easier to say, okay, this is how much we buy from government, and of course we have our margin. PPPRA is there, the template is there. So government can do something to be able to get 1 or 2 of the refineries to crack jet fuel. What I think should really be done by government is really to dedicate that, okay, I mean, there are about 10 companies that are, doing this business very seriously in Nigeria. Can this company be listed, and can they, mention to them that, okay, if they can pledge some export proceed for them to be able to buy into and things like that. The idea is that if we do not have movement of people, there's no way we can have movement in the economy. We need to move, we need to make things happen. People need to come in, people need to go out, people need to do things. So, and all of this is controlled essentially by this particular factor that we're talking about. You know, the airlines will say the marketers are doing this, and the marketers will also say, no, we don't do this. The truth of the case is that it's very difficult for an average marketer to profit, essentially on any airline. I mean, this is an organic relationship that you have. If you go even into DPK market in Nigeria today, because if you are going to do anything now, you are going to predicate it on using the autonomous market rate. If you use the autonomous market rate to simulate an import, you probably even maybe be landing the product at over 200. So by the time you load it essentially with other indices and other variables, you find out that you probably may be getting to about what you're saying. There are statutory fees. For example, you need to pay government the tax, which is 2 naira 50 kobo that we pay on every liter of jet fuel that is sold anywhere in Nigeria. You also need to pay so many things like fan rentals. You need to pay for your throughput. You also need to pay, make a provision for your interplane fueling, because the idea is that, in aviation, safety is first. You cannot cut corner. You need to do it the way it is. And of course, whether you are selling 1 liter or one whatever, for example, my company, on every fueling we do, we have insurance of 1.25 US billion dollars. Over $1 billion is the insurance that we have. So whether you now sell 1 liter or you sell 1 billion liters, that's up to you. So, something has to carry all those figures. You need to imagine the premium that you pay on all of such. So, essentially speaking, it's not as if the marketers are, making profit at the expense of the airlines. We are in a very difficult situation too. If you look at it, if we have situations like the international airlines, they buy on formula pricing. The formula is there. The formula is there. Everything is charged on Platts, average of the month before, plus tax, which is statutory. The only thing we negotiate is the premium. And the premium is just about the logistics, moving it from the marine terminal to the wing of the aircraft. So, and that's what we negotiate, which is open and is competitive amongst, companies they want to give. The oil marketers don't go out there to just profit, but because oil business is oily, and most people believe that, the oil companies are up to something always. But I can assure you that that's not the situation. As of today, everywhere in the world, traveling by air is still the safest, and of course, is something that boosts the economy on its own. If you look at economy like Hong Kong, has 7.2 million population, and they have 7.5 million local travelers, while they have over 15 million international travelers into such economy. So we need to remove pressure from the roads. We need to remove pressure. We need to get people into the flying orbit. We need to fly more. We need to get people to travel more by air. We need to remove, whatever that is the issue that is there, we need to recruit more from the road and put them on the air. It's safer, it's quicker. We have not been able to even optimize the potentials that this particular sector, come with. I still think that we are probably less than 10% capacity utilization of what, the aviation sector. And of course, even Nigeria, can serve as a hub for and a window even to the entire of Africa, to west, to east, to north, and even to south. We are positioned, we are strong enough to be able to do that. The infrastructure that we have is able to even absorb that, but we need, to be able to do more. There's a lot that can be done. I want to believe that the contribution of aviation to Nigeria, to national economy, can be done, it can even do 10 times more than it's doing now without necessarily reaching the top. The elasticity is there, and I believe that it can be done.
After the break, Nigeria will continue to support the International Civil Aviation Organization's initiatives in the sub-region. That's a news flash. Do join us again.